SK is going to be.
Okay. You can start whenever. I don't think anyone should right now.
Yeah, I still need to do a little setup. Same as first, I mean, it is going to be what it is.
Before YouTube.
Huh?
I'm gonna watch you.
And this is exactly what's going to go on the live, right? All this stuff I'm doing right now.
I mean, I can chop the beginning, like rough editing, unless you want it.
I don't think anyone's going to be interested in seeing all the setup. Uh, so much work. Interesting. Okay. Welcome to my first dual live stream on TikTok and on YouTube. So we're going to continue along with our personal development series. Um, so if you have not followed the series, so I've done like 4 episodes. So far, we talked about cleaning out your closet, your hot mess of a closet. The second one is to, once you sort out your closet, it's going to talk about, how to organize your closet in selecting the styles that you wear a lot and consistently. So those are your style essentials. And then the second is the category of styles that you want to wear, but you have not figured how to incorporate it into your everyday life. And the third one is those styles that you have that is either sit in your closet or does not fit you. And those, um, I would give 3 suggestions: either sell it to make some money, give give it away to someone who is gonna love it, who's gonna get a lot more mileage of wearing article of clothing, or donate it, you know, to an organization where they don't really just off-card it to, a third world nation in disposing, the excess. I think that's a lot of times what people don't realize is when they donate clothes, it's not necessarily 100% of it goes into donations or are being resold. Quite a bit of it, goes into being discarded in third world nations where it's filling up landfill. And a lot of people don't know is because you don't see it in your backyard, so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind thing. So I want to really say, like, when you are donating your clothes, really like think about where you're donating to, and if clothes are things that are something that you cannot wear, like find other resources. There's other resources like um, try to find like fabric, companies that recycle, old clothes, or a brand that does, because there's other avenues besides just um, discarding it and not having it, really be sent off to be reused in some way. um, and it's kind of like a way of, I think most people think that if they donate the clothes, it's like shirking responsibility, like you think you did some good. But if you look at the EPA, I think they have a report. I think I last checked, it was like 80% of the stuff that gets donated or something, it gets into landfill. So just be mindful of that. Going back into developing your personal style, I want to talk about whole series again. So I think a lot of times, from my comment section, I think like a lot of people have a um, huge stumbling block into saying like, where do I start? And this is why I say the first place you should start is to look into your closet. I am a big proponent of, really shopping your closet first, before you go out and shop any other thing. Because if you cannot make what you have existing work for you, and essentially, like, this is where you fall in the pitfalls of doing these wardrobe hauls, buying into trends that, brands are pushing. The whole concept of fashion brands is they need to sell you, clothes for them to make money, right? A lot of the times, like, they spend a lot of money doing advertising, hiring models, working in the social media platforms, and whatnot. So you have to be mindful of that. So if you're talking about really about personal style, it's really a selecting and picking out styles that work for you and your lifestyle. And if you cannot make things that work for you in your lifestyle, because look, every season, for brands to survive, is they have to put out new styles to get newness. Even if they have to recycle the old look, they have to rebrand it in such a way that it looks fresh to you, that it's fashion forward. And that's why you want to buy it, because you see there's something that is old that is reinterpreted and presented to you a new way, so it looks fresh. And if that's the case, you could actually go into your closet and, look at what you have and figure out how to style those pieces that you have in a new way, with what's on trend and what, brands are doing, what fashion magazines are putting out, what TV shows are putting out. These are like your inspiration, for what you have existing in your closet. So it's not necessarily that you need to go and like shop, for all new styles, because a lot of times I think like a lot of us have clothes in our closet that we've long forgotten, that's sitting in the back of our closet, that's represented as a new style. Um, I think like a lot of times people talk about like cycle, like fashion trends go into a cycle. They get repurposed, every 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, whatever it is, it gets recycled, and it's just presented in a new way with the times, and how maybe an influencers have done it, a new way of show has presented, a new way a stylist has presented in the magazine. So this is where you get inspiration. So it's not necessary that you need to buy new styles. It's a way of presenting your existing styles that makes sense to you and your lifestyle. And that's how you develop your personal style, is to really put your personal touch into it, whether it's pairing something that you have in a different way with the existing clothes that you have, right? And then another thing is maybe doing a color combination where it before and you have not seen it. So this is where I think that influencers and magazines, it makes sense to get inspiration from those resources, and not necessarily take it like literally that you need to, go buy this new product or that new product. Because if you have high quality clothes, they will last you a long time. And I think I've done multiple videos in presenting, you know, uh, you like how long I've had, some of the clothes I have. Like there are things I have for over a decade that there are things that I buy, recently, and I don't buy a lot of clothes nowadays because, most of the things that are out in fashion, I have something similar to it, or I could make it work with my existing wardrobe with something I already have. So this is a way also of, saving money in the long run, that you don't necessarily need to go shop. And you could also, if you don't shop, buy all the stuff all the time, then you can really save money to buy the high quality fashion that you want. Because I think a lot of times, I see in the comments like, I can't afford this or I can't afford that. But meanwhile, I've seen some of your accounts like you have literally like bought, you know, 20, 30 things, that's new that next season you are not going to wear it, or 2 seasons later you don't wear it. So you spend a lot more money replenishing your wardrobe than necessarily, finding the things that already exist in your closet, that work for you. And that's what I mean, like, don't just buy trends I'm putting out there. Um there's a lot of trends that I like, but I know it doesn't really fit into my lifestyle. I could get that look, but next season it will look dated, or it would not look like it's right for my lifestyle, or the way not be comfortable like wearing it. It does not fit into my style aesthetic, things like that. So that's what you have to be mindful is when you're shopping. I would say shop with the intent of creating multiple outfits, right? So when you are buying with the intent of creating multiple outfits, then you can kind of see like, oh yeah, if I have this shirt, I know I could wear it with, you know, um, this way, that way, with what I have in my closet already. I could create like 4 different looks with, this one shirt. And it will look fresh and it would look new because you're styling it differently, and it fits into what is already existing in your closet. So it makes sense cohesively. That's why I always emphasize like when you are shopping, like shop with your eyes, and think about the idea of, yeah, like I like this, so let me put a pin on it, and let me like think about like how I'm gonna use this article of clothing to create multiple outfits, and where would I would, wear these outfits. Because that's the thing. It's like, yeah, we can create like, tons and tons of beautiful outfits. If we don't have any place to wear it and we don't wear it, that's where we lose a lot of money, and that's where you're spending so much money buying, these fast fashion, these like seasonal looks in this season, out next season. And then you don't get the high quality stuff, and then you don't even have a style aesthetic. You don't have like, when I say style aesthetic, it's just your uniform look, things that that makes sense, that it's easy for you to put an outfit together. I think that that's the thing, is to have, when I talk about wardrobe curation, is to really get the pieces that you could build, multiple outfits, to style things that you already have multiple ways. So this way you could get a lot more mileage out of it. So it's not necessarily you wear the same thing all the time, with the same pieces. It's to wear those pieces in different ways with the things existing in your closet, so you could kind of mix and match easily. And that's why I say, like, really, when you are, curating your wardrobe, is to have like a color palette, because cohesively tying things together with colors, it's very, very easy to create outfits that way, because like, if you pull a top, you have a bottom that will easily match. If you pull, a jacket, you know that you have a shirt and you have a bottom, that could cohesively create an outfit. So I think this is where you really have to, think about when you are shopping, like shop all you want, but buy only those pieces that really make sense in your wardrobe. Things that you could create multiple outfits. I cannot emphasize enough that like when you are shopping, is to think about what you already have in your closet, and then figuring how to way to pair it. And then this is where, like fashion magazines make sense. This is where, TikTokers who do fashion, who give you style tips and things like that. It's to get inspiration, because all the fashion influencers really should do is to give you inspiration, and how to, style things differently, things that you have not thought of, because I can say, even though I've been in fashion for over 30 years, fashion's ever evolving, and I think like everyone, have some creativity in how they put clothes together, so I think like, when I look at, fashion influences, some fashion influencers, they have like a one-dimensional, look to them, and some people and some fashion influencers, they have multifaceted, style or elements that, that points out to their style. So you need to kind of um, that nowadays there are tons and tons of fashion influencers, and it's finding those really good influencers that speak to you, that you can identify with, that you could get inspiration, that could address some of the problems you have, right? Because we all have different body, issues, like I know that for me, I have extremely long waist and long torso. So those are my issues. So when I, style my clothes, I factor that in a lot of times, right? So if you have a different issue, let's just say that you have um, big arms, right? And that's the thing that you want to focus on, whether to emphasize that or de-emphasize that. Maybe you have thick thighs, and that's something that you want to focus on. So those are finding like those things that, you want to focus on, and, addressing those issues. And that's where if style, makes sense, finding those influencers that have the same, body proportions as you, and they will know, how to pair the outfits and give you inspirations on how to address, your perfectly imperfect bodies. Like we all have perfectly imperfect bodies. And I don't want to say like, just because fashion have, push one body type out as a monolith for what fashion is, doesn't necessarily mean that, we all need to um, you know conform to that one body type, because we all have different body types. And that's why I did the whole kibi and silhouettes. So this way you can kind of know what your kibi is, which is basically your essence of your body proportions and things that make you look like you. And then the silhouettes is basically like what designers use, in designing using different elements of design to either de-emphasize some unflattering parts of your body and highlighting the flattering parts of your body. So that's why I think that for me, I think like what is the designers I really admire are the ones who can really address those issues of dressing, our imperfectly perfect bodies, whatever it is. So that's why I say that, just because you have like one part that you don't like about yourself, trust me, there is a designer and there's a who's using a design element to address those parts. So you really need to find like those key elements. And if you look at the silhouettes and kibi, I kind of also point out, what things you should look out for in the silhouettes and kibi. So this way you can know, what to look out for in design details and silhouettes. Um, so anyway, going back to developing a personal style, the first stumbling block is what is existing in your closet and sorting that out. And then once you sort it out, then it becomes like a little more manageable, right? So you have the styles that that are your style essentials, the things that you wear all the time, that you love wearing, things that work for your body, the things that suit your lifestyle. And then there are things that, we want to wear, but we have not figured out how to either wear it or have an occasion or place to wear it. And that's when I suggest that, you use the fashion influencers and the magazines and, anyone in social media that could give you, some kind of clue that you get inspired, to create outfits on those pieces that you don't know how to style. So this way, you can incorporate those styles that you want to wear, into your lifestyle. Um, and then third is again like the styles that, either don't fit your lifestyle or they just don't fit your body proportions, or they might be a size too big or a size too small. That's why I suggest like if you can resell it, resell it. If you can't resell it, try to see if you can gift it to some friend of yours or family member or something like that. That could get a lot more mileage of wearing that piece, because what you love wearing might not necessarily be the person that you're gifting, right? The style would work better in them. And then another thing is, a lot of times I think those pieces that are sitting in your closet that you either um, can no longer wear because of the size or they don't fit your lifestyle, those are the pieces that I think that gives a lot of people anxiety and also complexes about their body, right? Um, like, why can't I fit into it, or why does this make me look like this? I think like those are the things that, again, I say like clothes should not give you a complex. You should love what you're wearing. I think fashion designers aren't, out there designing things, with intention of giving you a complex. I think that's pushed the narrative from what fashion magazines have put out, what marketers in fashion brands have done, but it's necessarily the intent of the fashion designer, because um, having worked for multiple designers and being designer myself, like, we don't design with the intent of not having people wear it. We want people to wear it, and we want people to buy our designs. um, so that's why I say, like, if those clothes that's sitting in your closet are giving you a complex, like, the way to relieve it is to either like sell it, donate it, or give it away to someone, so this way you don't have to constantly see it and give you anxiety or give you like a complex, when you see the article of clothing. Um, so I think like that's the thing that I really want to emphasize. It's like you should love the wardrobe that you have, and if something is giving you a complex, is to find a way to you know um, get it out of your closet, to not see it and not give you, and then make room for those pieces that you love, the pieces that you want to wear, the pieces that suit your lifestyle. So I really want to, like help you, get it over, being attached to something that's sitting in your closet that you're never gonna wear. Because you know instead of focusing, on something that is going to give you a complex, you could have something. You could have like five different things that are sitting in your closet that will make you feel good, that you love wearing, that you cannot wait to wear. So instead of having something, in your closet that, um, like makes you sad or gives you anxiety, you could have joy in your closet. You could open your closet every day and just be like very happy to see the clothes that you have, and then you cannot wait to style it and create different outfits. So it's a better way to really like develop your personal style and curate the pieces that you want into your wardrobe that makes sense, that give you joy. Like, this is the thing I really, really want. I hope that I am clear when I'm doing all these lives and like in my videos. Is I hope that I'm clear that your wardrobe should give you joy. It should not give you anxiety. It should not make you sad. It should not get you mad. It should not make you disappointed. You should go into your closet and every morning it's like, I cannot wait to wear this top with this bottom with this jacket. And when you find joy in it, I'm sure, like, most of us feel good when we get, clothes in our wardrobe. And we get compliments when we wear it. Like, how many of you, enjoy getting compliments, on the outfit that you worn, because I know I do. When I wear something and someone gives me a compliment, like, I enjoy it because, you know, I did like a lot of effort. I did an effort of curating my wardrobe. I made the effort of pairing outfits. So those are things that you could find joy in. So I think when you have a personal style and you have like a really good wardrobe, like, it's gonna make you feel really good. It's because the compliments will come your way. Um, Instead of having this trauma of, wearing an outfit that's uncomfortable or figuring out how to make something work, in our closet with our lifestyle. Because not everyone has, these fabulous rock star lifestyles that we see in editorials, the thing that we see, the media push or even influencers push. You know, most of us have normal lifestyles, we have jobs, we get up to go to work, because we need to pay bills and stuff like that. So I think like your wardrobe should be a source of joy and not should be a source of anxiety or what have you. So I think that's why I really want to talk about personal style and curating yourself a high quality wardrobe, because again, the reason why I emphasize like curating a high quality wardrobe is that you'll spend less money in the long run, because those pieces, it makes sense to you, right, in your personal style, and those pieces are high quality, so they will last longer. And those pieces would not be trendy following trends, but they would still be fashion forward, into whether you wear it today or 5 years from now or 10 years from now, you're gonna get a lot of mileage out of it. So that's why I really want to emphasize, like, really like start thinking about, curating clothes. And I want to emphasize like wardrobe curation isn't, buying everything that you need this season or next season. It's finding those pieces that you want and then going out to look for those pieces, right? Like I have this top that I bought. I think I bought this in 2011 or 2012. So it's almost like a decade old, you know. So this is something that and it's still like a basic top, right? But it's still high quality, you know. I think back then it was like all these woven like tops were made into t-shirt styles, and this one I think happened to be a DKNY top. Like I still get a lot of mileage out of it. I still wear it. It's a little tight on me, than when I first bought it, because now like I'm a bigger size, but it's still like it's overall like the fit is still good. I can still wear it. So that's what I mean. Like when you are, thinking about buying the clothes, is to really like shop for the pieces that you want that makes sense into your lifestyle, things that you could wear in the long run, because again I say like your essentials and your basic styles are not the same as mine. That's why when I talk about curating your wardrobe, is to pick out your style essentials. And your style essentials, they might be that long sleeve t-shirt, but that long sleeve t-shirt could be done in multiple ways. It could be a v-neck, it could be a scoop neck, it could be a crew neck. It could be a lot. It could be, the sleeve could be puffy, the sleeve could be tight. So there's a lot of details. Just because it's a long sleeve t-shirt does that mean that it's all the same. You know, I happen to love wearing neutral colors, but you might be someone who loves wearing colors. So your long sleeve t-shirt could be, a jewel tone color, a neon color, or a print. So those essentials only make sense, based on your personal style. So when I talk about style aesthetic, and when a lot of you ask me to recommend, styles, like I don't do it, and I think I've said it multiple times. I don't do recommendations without knowing, your lifestyle, your style aesthetic, what you prefer to wear in choices of colors and fabrication, and what your lifestyle is. So there's a lot of factors involved, in picking out your essentials, and your essentials should make sense to you, and how you want to represent yourself in your style aesthetic. Your style aesthetic should only make sense to you, because I'm sure that we their self-expression, because the way I am and my personality and my lifestyle is not necessarily the same as yours. That's why I say like when you are developing your personal style, is to really think about your personality. What does your personality say, and then what do you want your personal style to mirror in your personality, and then is it suitable for your lifestyle. you know um, So these are things that you need to factor in when we're talking about personal style and whatnot. Um, I think that this, I'm gonna wrap up now. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'm gonna take some of your comments and answer them. Um, yes. So one of the comment, Pfizer 3X, we cannot afford junk, buy sustainable, no more polyester. Okay, talk about how tailoring. So I think I've talked quite a few times about tailoring, and I have multiple videos about tailoring. I'm not sh- I'm not sure if I have a tailoring playlist, but if not, I will create a tailoring playlist. So there's a lot of things. So if you have something that you want to buy, whether it's, so if you're on a budget, right, and you want to buy something that's a little cheaper in price, but you want to elevate it, I've talked about, using tailoring, like spending a little bit more money, getting it tailored so it looks better, it fits your body proportion better, and then this way it elevates your style. Because things that fit us, it's just to us, it just looks better, visually to the eye. It doesn't look like you wearing something that's a bad fit, because I think a lot of times, I know that working in the designer market, we spend a lot of money, on getting fits, like hiring the fit model, correcting the patterns, cutting up samples, to make sure that it fits into an actual body. And I worked with one brand where we had multiple people in the office. If they're size 8, we'll put it on like multiple size 8s, to make sure that it's flattering to multiple body types and silhouettes, you know. So this is where I think a lot of better brands, like, they spend quite a bit of money to make sure that the clothes fit, and this is where it's worthwhile to um, pay a little more on like high quality brand, because the back end of what they do is to make sure that it fits to an actual body, and multiple bodies, even though it's the same size, to make sure that it's fitting to as many kibis as possible. Let's just say, right? Um, so I think that's why I think, like, a lot of times, when people aren't certain, like, why brands are not so consistent, on their sizing, is either like they don't spend enough money, or they on fitting an actual body, or they don't have anyone who is really technical enough to fit a body. And I've seen this multiple times, and I've, consult a lot of times. Brands will bring me in to, fix this issue of, the fit of the clothes, and I know, if you follow me, you kind of see, I have really trained my eyes to catch faults in the fit of a garment, and I know how to what to do into making sure that the clothes fit better to the body than whatnot. Um, so anyway, you buy high quality tailor, you can make it last. Yes. So yes, if you want clothes to really last, is look at the material that is made of. Usually, a natural fabric garment will last longer than something that is synthetic. It's not necessarily 100% true all the time, and this is also dependent on the twist of the yarn. Um, there's a lot of things, I think I've done a YouTube video on the how to find a dress shirt, where I kind of address this issue. And then the other thing is, if you get a tailor, then yes. But also in tailoring, different tiers and different price point of how the clothes was originally made. So if you get a higher quality item of clothing, the way they do the seam allowance, they make it in such a way that allows you to get tailoring. So this way, because our sizes fluctuate constantly, throughout the years. So a high quality garment will have a little more seam allowance for you to take in or release, depending on like whether you gain weight or lose weight. So that's how you can make things last longer because it's factored into the make of the garment. Um, okay. So I am gonna wrap up. So join me next week for a continuation of personal style. Okay, yeah, of personal style and wardrobe curation. And I have this live on YouTube I'm doing today, so it will be on replay in YouTube. So if you missed it, you could go watch it in YouTube. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye.